one of the big issues with open relationships that I've been in some is jealousy. And I found that to be an intractable problem. I'm curious if you've been able to work with jealousy that you felt and mitigate it to a significant degree.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely get jealous, but it feels like, I don't know, worth it. It's possible that I'm just like not predisposed to getting quite as jealous as other people, so that it's just like a baseline easier for me to handle. But usually for me, jealousy comes when I'm afraid of being replaced in some way, or like I perceive, even if it's not rational, like even if I'm totally aware this is not a threat, like somewhere in my being, I'm like, okay, I think this other person is actually gonna beat me in like some sort of important hierarchy that I value. Like that's when it gets really painful for me. And like usually the way to resolve this is to like suffer until I figure out that that's not the case. Because like either it is the case or it isn't. And if it is the case that they beat me, then I'm going to lose my partner either entirely or to some degree. And I want that to happen. Like if my partner does in fact want to be with somebody else to the exclusion of me, then that's the correct outcome. And so either we get that or they actually want to be with me. And I'm not losing my place whatsoever. And then that's fine. So like jealousy is just like, you're in one of these two worlds, figure out which one you're in.
I think a profound way of loving someone is to want the best for them, even when it, isn't necessarily what feels like what's best for you. And then the deeper level is to recognize that is also what is best for you, is to not be with someone who is not, best for them. Are you able to make that rational, I see this and I know this is the case, and that's a pretty good rule about love, match your felt experience of, not necessarily the moment that you're triggered, but of, sharing a partner sexually with someone else?
Kind of, it depends a lot.
Yeah.
It depends. My reactions vary so much. Mostly it gets better with time. I've found that like often if I'm experiencing jealousy, I can't rationalize myself out of it. I just have to like expose myself to it, because like say my partner starts sleeping with someone else and like I can hear them in the next room and I'm like, "Dah!" Right. And like my body's like, they're going to leave me. They're going to love them more. They're going to not like me. I'm going to be cast to the wayside. And then I can't rationalize. I can't fight that. And so what I have to do is just wait until my body realizes that that's not true. And sometimes for me, sometimes this takes a couple months of being like, oh, my partner keeps coming back to me. That's weird. Oh, my partner keeps fucking me passionately. And then eventually my body gets the hint. And then like when they fuck someone else in the next room, I'm like, oh, this is, it's not under my conscious control. I just have to be exposed to it. It's kind of like you can't become confident by like willing yourself into confidence. You have to, in fact, go through the steps that actually grow the confidence. It's very much like that. I cannot will myself out of jealousy. I just have to like expose myself to the truth until the jealousy naturally self-resolves.
I was entirely thinking of the confidence journey that I had to go on. I think that a lot of people have to go on, is like, you can hype yourself up, but if she doesn't like you, it's okay. You can tell yourself all these things, but surviving the, sorry, I have to go to the bathroom, that moment of just like, oh my God, kill me now. But making it through it enough times is actually what makes you go, this is okay. I can do this. You're better off not thinking about it, planning, plotting it, and instead just, gritting your teeth as you survive.
Yeah. And sometimes it's harder than others. Like when my partners like date a girl who's more similar to me, I get a lot more threatened because I'm like, she's competing along, like he might value, it's better for me when they date somebody that's like not like me, because then I'm like, oh, we're not competing. You're just getting different needs fulfilled.
And do you have a primary partner, or do you not do that sort of thing?
I have one that I see more often. And we discussed getting married for a while and then decided that we probably shouldn't. Got it.
But you don't have that. I know a lot of open relationships, there's this like safety thing in having the like, no, you're the primary. Is that a thing that you have worked with or had, or not really?
I don't like that. I like the descriptive primary as opposed to like, I'm down to be like, hey, do you want to get a house and have kids thing? Like, and then in which case you'd have to be like, all right, I'm going to commit to like putting most of my income towards the house and most of my time towards the kids.
Yes.
In which case you sort of necessarily then have less time and money to spend on other people. So there's some sort of like hierarchy that emerges from just like practically building a life together. But I don't feel like I want the hierarchy for the hierarchy itself. Like as long as it's like based on some sort of like external project.
Yeah.
Then I'm okay with it.
It's very brave. That's very brave. I think it often is. And psychological backstop to be like, look, I have this title, I have this label, and it imposes a false sense of control onto what you know is, look, this person might like somebody more, might decide that somebody is better, and I'm not going to pretend that a label can protect me against that. So I think that's brave.
There's some feeling where it's like, like I know my partner is with me because he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's no other, like, he can go out to the door and fuck any woman, any other woman in the world. Like, there's nothing stopping anything. And he, like, it's 100% voluntary that he chooses to come back and spend time with me. And that feels so good. That feels, I can't, like, if I were dating somebody and I were like, okay, now you can't go and have sex with another woman, I'd be like, does he actually want to be with me? Like, I don't know. I feel like it would be like a psychological mindfuck for me.